A ton has been made about the scuffle that happened on the sideline between Deebo Samuel and the specialists and everything that went into it. And there's, two sides of the coin. It was a bad, was it good, all those different types of things. Well, Donte Whitner, a guy who's played for the San Francisco 49ers and played at the highest level, actually thinks this could be a good thing for the San Francisco 49ers moving forward. And I'm curious to know what you guys feel about this, but take a listen to what Dante has to say on NBC Sports Authentic.
The 49ers snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday. But that doesn't mean everything was perfect. Jake Moody missed 3 field goals on Sunday that nearly cost the 49ers the game. Deebo Samuel has some words for Jake Moody, and long snapper Tabor Pepper intervened, and things got a little heated on the 49ers sideline. This was the first time we've seen this type of outburst during the Kyle Shanahan era. But I think that this is going to bring the 49ers closer together. Remember, this is a championship team with championship aspirations. And Deebo Samuel and the star players of the 49ers are expecting everybody to uphold their end of the bargain. And I have no problem with a player showing emotion on the sideline. When you have championship aspirations, when you're expected to win these type of games, sometimes emotions can flare on the sideline. If anything, this propelled Jake Moody to kick the game-winning field goal with laser-like focus, and they'll get him ready for the second half of the season, and especially ready for a long playoff run.
So I don't necessarily disagree with anything that Dante Whitner says on the matter. Football is an interesting game, right? It's a bunch of alpha males who hit each other all the time, consistently, every day, practice in the games, and all those different types of things. And as long as it's able to be managed properly internally, which it does sound like Kyle Shanahan said, they were able to have a conversation about it and they were able to squash it and move forward. It could absolutely galvanize. I heard Mark Schlereth talking about how he had a coach come up to him and, was pressing him about, his performance. And he said he took his helmet and he shoved his helmet into his coach's chest. And be like, man, if you think you can do it, go out there, go play, go try to block that guy, go see what happens. And he said that it happened to be on a team where they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. So the point is everything that we've heard from all these, they're all like, yeah, this is pretty normal. Anyone who's played football is like, yeah, it's pretty normal. Obviously, I think there's a duality to it. It's not an ideal situation. It's not something that you want to have be seen by the world and be discussing it for how many days on end, because there's multiple aspects to it. How is this going to sit with guys like Tabor, guys like Jake Moody and all those things moving forward? Is that going to hurt their confidence moving forward, or is it going to help them? I don't know. That's what we're going to have to find out. But I do think that, thankfully in a win, and I think that's a huge element of this as well, is we're talking about it not as a big deal because the 49ers won the game, because Jake Moody made the kick. If Jake Moody misses that kick and the San Francisco 49ers lose that game, like let's say in overtime, and we're talking about this scuffle much differently. The perception around the scuffle will be much different, because rather than, oh, it is what it is, it happens, the 49ers won the game, they move on, that would be the main kind of talking point of why the 49ers season is imploding. So that's the crazy thing about this, is that the perception is really driving like the overall narrative of it. Because if the 49ers find themselves losing a game again, they should have won, to the Bucks, you have the scuffle on the sideline, and Jake Moody goes out and misses a kick after that, and you're talking about a full-blown implosion. The conversation around this whole topic is completely different. that's one of the things that I've kind of been sitting back just thinking about. It's like, man, it's kind of wild how a win can completely change the perception and narrative of a certain situation like this, because I know for a fact that this fan base would be losing it if the 49ers lost that game and that scuffle went down, and it would be a huge, like, see, this is what's wrong with the San Francisco 49ers. That's what that would represent if they lost that game. So it's just an interesting situation. But thankfully for the 49ers, Jake Moody locked in, goes out, he makes the kick, and, it's water under the bridge. Now the 49ers now have an opportunity to go back home, play Seattle, and, get another leg up in the NFC West and continue to kind of make their second half run. And you really needed to start your run out of the bye with 2 wins with this game, because you're going back to back on the road to Green Bay and to the Bills. That's a tough back to back. And the San Francisco 49ers are going to have to lock in. And so maybe they can use some of that adversity to kind of push forward and kind of galvanize. And that's one of the things that we've heard from former players talk about as well. It's like, good teams will be galvanized by these situations. These situations will actually bring them together. It will rally them, closer to stay more tight knit, and bad teams will unravel. And so we know this is a good team. We know that they're got the right guys in the locker room. So to Dante Whitner's point, I do agree. I do think the San Francisco 49ers will be able to galvanize. I think they, getting away with a gritty win in this one, again, it's just another opportunity to kind of solidify the culture, solidify the themes within the locker room, and continue to go out and improve. And I think we can all say that the 49ers still didn't play a perfect game. They still haven't played a full game, 60 minutes from wire to wire of good execution and rhythm and complementary football. We haven't seen that this year, and they're 5-4. And the thing is if we do see that, if we do see a complete game by the San Francisco 49ers this season, they will probably put up 40 to 50 points on someone, because the defense will be playing extremely well, special teams will be doing their job, and the 49ers will just be scoring points at will. And so we still haven't seen that yet. So maybe as the 49ers continue to move forward in the season, maybe something like this not only, is a shock to the system for Moody, is a shock to the system for everyone. And, just again puts emphasis on how important this stuff is and how serious this game is. So I don't know. What do you guys think about what Dante Whitner had to say? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.